morning, y'all. So I made it to Quartzsite, Arizona. I left the Grand Canyon and I headed south about 5 hours. It took me through desert and mountains, and it was a crazy drive. I've never driven through mountains like that before. To where it was like a one lane, and so like the mountain was here, then there was one lane, one way, one lane, and then the edge was like right here. And so yeah, it was interesting, and I just kept replaying in my mind the movies where people are driving like that on the mountains and the roads, and the rocks just start coming down and taking the vehicle out. I probably shouldn't have been thinking about that, but hey. So I made it through that. I made it, and I made it out here to Quartzsite, which, like I said, it's 5 hours south of where I was, south of the Grand Canyon. And I was originally going to head north into like Utah, but, cause I really wanted to see Arches National, see the arches around Moab and all that. But with the winter storms coming up, I didn't want to risk getting stuck in Utah or stuck not being able to get back home, and just I didn't want to take those chances. So I came down here to Quartzsite. They have down here in Quartzsite, they have an event that they put on yearly by the called the RTR, which is the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. And it's where people who live in their cars or their vans, campers, buses they've made, anything that they've converted that they just live in, or some people that just live in their homes and they just want to come south for the winter. This is where a lot of people come. I did not realize that there were that there were that many people that just wanted to leave their houses during the winter, but it happens, I guess. And so this event called the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, they get together and they have different points, topics that they talk about. So like the first 3 days, the 11th through the 13th, is for women only. So the women will go and have different like I was looking at the schedule, the itinerary, actually, the schedule of events, I guess. And they have different speakers. They'll talk about hygiene on the road, safety, those sorts of things, basic vehicle maintenance, those sorts of things. And just being a woman on the road, I guess, alone, or if you have someone with you. And so that's the first 3 days of it, and then the rest of the time, it's open up to anyone. So yeah, that's where I am for now. And so I paid. So I am on BLM land in Quartzsite, and BLM is Bureau of Land Management. So I'm on one called it's an LTVA, a long-term visitor area. I'm at La Posa South, but I'm only staying. You can do long-term or you can do short-term. I'm just doing short-term, and I paid $40 for 14 days. Will I stay the whole 14 days? I don't know. I'm just gonna play it by ear and see what happens, because it's desert. I mean, it's got beautiful mountains around there. As I don't know if you can see the mountains yet. I can see them over here. I'll have to show you. But it's desert. It's beautiful, but I love the woods. I'd rather be back in the woods. So we'll just see how long this lasts, and how long I can hold out here. So there's no showers. There's no running water here. You have to go haul water in if you want water. There is a restroom, but when I checked in, the lady told me since I'm camping in my car, I needed to be 500 feet or so many. I think it's 500 feet from a vaulted toilet. I didn't know what a vaulted toilet was, y'all. So I went into one and I was like, oh. It's pretty much like an outhouse, y'all. I mean, it's a toilet over a hole. But later I found out, because I'm like, why do they call it vaulted? Well, because underneath it's not just a hole in the ground. So it's like basically like what they say it is. It's like a vault. You know, it's like a rectangular thing, rectangular concrete, or I don't know if it's concrete or it's plastic, but I can't remember. I'm sorry. But it's a container underneath the ground that has no water going into it, no drainage, nothing. And so all the waste material just goes into that and not the ground. And so then they come and it's like that's vaulted. Because at first I thought, I was like, y'all, this is just not a house. It's just a hole in the ground, which it is, you know, but it's a hole into a container that holds your waste. So yeah, but I have stuff here, like I showed you. I have that urinal that I will use if because it's a little bit of a walk over there, and being that it's a new area and there's a lot of people here, I'm trying to be cautious and I'm trying to be safe. And if I don't have to walk over there in the middle of the night, that's fantastic. So yeah, so I'm here. I don't know how long I will be here, and then we'll see where I head next. I'm actually looking into possibly going to Palo Duro Canyon in Texas. That's one place we've always wanted to. It's a place I always wanted to go to because I'd heard a lot about it. So I may head over that way, you know, go to Palo Duro, and then yeah, go from there. But yeah, so it's a lot warmer here than it was at the Grand Canyon. So I woke up this morning and I was like, man, this is actually pretty warm. And it was like, I was like, this feels good. And it was like 32. so it's yeah, so it's like 30s at night and like 50s and 60s during the day. So yeah, so that's how it is here. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I have no idea. I'm probably just gonna maybe start setting things up and just kind of see where it goes, because the women's event starts tomorrow. So yeah, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Is probably the most dramatic fluid in our vehicle as far as understanding what you have and changing it. Back in the day, you could walk in and it's green. There's coolant that's green. Life was so simple back then. Now there's like 12 different colors. There's a bunch of different styles. Where I said you have to use the Mopar coolant for this Jeep, that's the only coolant I can use. I cannot walk into an AutoZone and buy coolant for that Jeep.